Perfect. All right, so I appreciate you guys jumping on. As I'm sure you guys all know, this is AI for business. Now, why are we doing this? Because we know that the industry is growing and including AI is really changing the face of what we're doing. So, who am I? I'm Christopher Nolan. I'm team leader of the Nolan Group and also now an AI consultant. We also have Lisa here. She's my partner in crime and helping me to bring all of this awesome stuff to you guys. Um, a little bit about me. I started off in the U.S. Marine Corps, wound up with the U.S. Capitol Police before taking an early retirement and getting into real estate. I knew from the beginning that there was more to this, and we've been growing our team because I want to make the industry a better place. With the invention of AI, it really does give us a lot of the freedom to work smarter, not harder. Now, granted, it was geared originally around realtors, but it really does work in any business. So, you guys, I know Lisa will drop the LinkedIn, the Linktree link in there if you guys want to stay connected. There's my link there. We'll go ahead and just jump right in. To get the most out of this session, we'll only be here for a little bit more than an hour, maybe. I ask you to stay focused. We're going to cover a lot in a short period of time. Participate. We're going to keep all the mics muted. If you got something, feel free to use the chat, or we'll bring you up and then we can answer the questions one-on-one. And then stay positive. We just want to make sure that everybody here is here to grow and learn. Sound good? All right, if you guys can all hear me and you're good, just give me a 1 in the chat that you're ready to go, and we will roll on. So part of the power of AI is it gives us freedom, right? There's only so much time in the day, right? So we need something that we can leverage, whether you're an individual agent or you're on a team, you run a team, or a business owner, you need to be able to delegate some of those tasks. And if we are working, our highest and best use is in front of the clients making those connections, right? And that doesn't matter what business we're in. That's, our highest and best use is being that closer, closing those sales, getting that business done. So what we can do is, what we found is with the AI, there's multiple different facets to this, and depending on what tasks it is that we need to accomplish, the AI can really pick up a lot of the slack for us and do some of those more mundane tasks that we really shouldn't be doing. We can use it for automated emails, social media. Even now with the chatbots, we can connect and schedule appointments, which is probably my favorite thing. Even while we're in this appointment, my chatbots are still working to set appointments on my behalf in the background. It helps to optimize our brain chemistry, right? It allows us to focus on those things that are the most important. And then another cool one for you guys that are doing any kind of presentations, it's great and it's super easy to build a lot of the presentations, which for those of you that have worked in different programs, whether it's a PowerPoint or whatever it is, it can take hours, especially if you're not like me, where you're not very, artistic or whatever. This can actually create those programs for you. And if we got enough time, I'll even show you some examples. Sound good? All right. So what you need to know is this: about 30,000 or a little over 30,000 different AI systems out there in the world. All right. Now, we're not going to cover all 30,000 tonight, but what you need to know is they break down into 5 basic categories. We have the main one that you guys have probably all know and have heard of is the ChatGPT. Now, some of you heard me on the presentation I gave the other day. ChatGPT, I misspoke when I was there because I said it was a million users in 60 days. It was actually 1 million users in 3 days, and they reached 100 million in 60 days. Okay, so this is not a fad. It's not something that's going to go away. It is growing immensely, right? ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini, Claude, these are what's called large language models. It's filled with tons and tons of information. And by the prompts that you put in, you will get feedback based on those prompts, whether you're trying to write an email, trying to put together a schedule, whatever you're looking for. Then we have some pretty cool ones for those of you that are trying to do some online marketing or presentations. The image AI generators. We can generate all sorts of images. Then we have, we'll move down to our audio, which allows us to recreate our voices. All right. And then our video, which I'm actually in the process of cloning myself, so I can do some training videos for some agents and for other people. So it'll save me time if I don't have to record videos, correct? And then probably my favorite one up here is the Action AI. This is the one where it actually links all of these together and it starts to work on your behalf. And that's my chatbots, the ones that actually go ahead and link to my scheduling software. It's actually linked to my calendar. It knows what I'm doing. It'll write. I've trained it on the parameters of what I need. It will actually schedule those appointments appropriately. Now, for those of you that are doing recruiting, right? We can actually link this. I have it linked to an Indeed account, right? You can link it to all different things. Now, most of them are linked through what's called an API, right? It's an application protocol interface. I know it sounds big, but all it is it allows two different systems to work together, because each one of these is going to work independently, but if we merge them together, they can do some pretty cool things. All right. For those that don't work as well, we can still link them through, some of you might have heard of like Zapier or Make. That's another program. In the event that one of the programs doesn't have that, you have these possibilities. So we have these different programs. So we already talked about the ChatGPT. Now, that is by far, if you don't use any other AI out there, you need to have a ChatGPT account. All right, whether it's writing emails, coming up with ideas, it's really becoming one of the newest the most productive search engines. It can check the web for you. It can do a lot of really great things and create suggestions. Large language means big language. It refers to sentences and statements. So you'll prompt this thing, and I'll show you here in a moment, with verbiage that will get a reaction. Okay. So why don't we just go ahead and I'll show you ChatGPT real quick. Let's go ahead and I'm going to shift over to ChatGPT. All right, because I think, I don't know if you guys are like me, it's better just to see some of this stuff in progress, right? So here's ChatGPT. So let's just say we need to come up with, for our argument's sake tonight, we're going to create a social media calendar, right? So create a social media calendar for the next 30 days to be posted on Facebook. Include hook problem and solution. Okay. Make the posts directed at real estate buyers and make them now we can be more deliberate with this, right? We want to target an area. Okay, maybe we want to target a different industry. Right now, I know we have a lot of realtors on here, so I'll fix some of my spelling mistakes, because typing is it is what it is, right? Now all of a sudden I'm going to go ahead and hit the prompt. Now all of a sudden I have my 30-day media content calendar coming up. I got my hook, day one, wanting to buy, it might cost you big, right? Home prices, interest rates. So it's giving you the, what the hook is to get them to pay attention to the post, home prices, interest rates, and then let's calculate how much waiting could cost you. All right. So is that pretty cool? Having that all of a sudden, I mean, it was that fast, and it created, and it's actually still walking through it. Right? it's creating this calendar for you. Now, the beautiful thing about it is you can go in and you can modify it, you can adjust it, you can, use it how you want. Now I can change it. All right, I can use the follow-on prompts to modify this. Once this thing is finished, we're up to day 14. But is this a little bit simpler than having to actually think about a calendar for an entire month of what to say and what to do? A couple of minutes of putting everything together, and it's putting everything all out there. So now let's go ahead and like I said, this is a large language model, but it is now linked to an image model. So from here, I want to create an image to go with the first post. All right, we're just going to keep it simple and see what happens. All right. So based on the very first post, it's going to create an image. All right, it takes just a second to come through. All right, buy now or wait. Right now, if you remember, right, all I did was say connected to the first post. And what was the first one? The cost of waiting. I can do this so on and so forth through the rest of the calendar until I have everything I need to make these posts appropriate. Does that make sense? Does that save anybody a little time? Now, we also have, while we're on the subject of image posts, we also have Argon AI. For some of you realtors, as I've said before, if you're 30 years old, you already probably have this. If you're over 30 years old, you got to stop using the headshot from when you were 30 years old. All right. So we can update the photos. These were all AI images, all right, that I created. Now, granted, some of them came out a little wonky, right? But for less than $40, I had multiple different outfits, multiple different backgrounds. And now I can have it. I mean, some of these are pretty close. Some of them are a little bit off.
Chris, can I share my headshots?
Yep, absolutely.
So guys, I will share my screen. I'm a Chris partner. My name is Elisa, and here is my headshots that I created. As you see here in the screen, it was created August 17, 2023. So it's literally 18 months ago when let's say we've already started using this in our everyday basics. And I like my original photos, but I was need something more professional. And let's see what I got. Is it usable for social media? Is it usable for the website? Absolutely. Can I check? I mean, I can have a photos for next 10 years. It looks younger, it looks older, it looks thinner, not so thin. I look like my grandma pretty much. So I'm covered for the next probably 20 years. Some of these photos I can use for, I mean, I do know that's unexpected, and that's actually give me the ideas, the way that I could change my style and the way, and actually show me the way I want to be and set up some goals for myself. But some of these photos I'm using for my business presence, for my postcards, for our websites, and they're really close to me, and actually they works pretty good. And in addition, I think it was 18 months ago when technology was not super advanced comparing to what we have now. But now we can do this, and we could do much more advanced results if we'll do like choose a couple like photos which will give the AI to actually use as a base. So, and give us a much more, not even advanced, interesting result, which AI could show us what we might be also. And that's different. So 18 months ago, the AI did it for me, and that was a starting point from where we like actually start using more as an image creator, because the language models were already like we used for a while at that point, but image, that was their like critical point to understand that will be a game changer.
Very nice. Need you to unshare your screen when you're done.
Yes. Stop sharing.
All right. So from here, all right. So as you can see, it's pretty powerful with what we have, what AI can do. So, like I said, we start with the text, we move on to the image, and you'll see more and more of these things get integrated as we go. They're talking about it's $15 trillion will be invested into the industry between now and 2030. All right. It's pretty significant when you look at those numbers going into this industry. You already have some of you may have seen some of these other ones, Copilot, Gemini, Claude. They're all going to work similar. So as long as you get the one down, the ChatGPT for right now, you can find the one that works best for you. Audio. For those of you that want to create a soundtrack, we're not going to go far into that one tonight, but we actually created a theme song for the team, right? So you can, if you ever wanted to be a songwriter, AI will take care of the music, the lyrics, the tune, the whole bit for you. So it is pretty neat, especially if you want to get a little bit more advanced and go into like creating some more like of the real creative type videos and things like that. Image, we covered that. There's one of my favorite ones on this is Gemini, not Gemini, Leonardo. Right? So I'll show you this one here. Because this one's kind of cool because of the fact that Leonardo AI is free, folks. Okay. Now, all of these will have, or a lot of these will have a free version. But you're going to also be prompted if you go too far to pay, do the paid version. Now, this is kind of cool. I created this one last time with just realtors in the middle of a transaction, but again, simple prompt, right? We're going to change language into an image. So we're here in, I think most of us are joining us out of Florida. So create an image of an alligator chasing a realtor through Miami, right? So we keep the prompt. The more specific we get, the more specific the image will get. So you'll see it's prompting. You'll see I start out each day with 150 credits on the free account. And then once you run out, then you got to wait for tomorrow. If you want to get super involved in this, then of course you can, pay for the higher end one. You can also change. I don't know if you can see this based on the image side for the, for the type of media that you're trying to do. So you can create those images. But check this out. This is what it just came up with for an alligator chasing a realtor through Miami. Right? How cool is that? Now, based on the model, right? Because the model is it's an image model, but you can try out different versions of this. This is one I use. Some will be more crisp. So if you want like a realistic photo, like this one is obviously it's got an alligator chasing a realtor, but ultimately she's pretty realistic for the most part. There's ones that are more crisp. There are ones that are more cartoonish. So you have to try them out until you find the one that makes the most sense. Now, at the end of this, I'm going to share a document. So you'll have the links to all of these items here so that you can utilize these things today. Like I said, most of these things that we've showed you are either free or very inexpensive for you to implement today into your business. Does that make
Chris,
sense?
can I show me journey for a second?
Sure.
Also like a so here is guys is Midjourney. So everybody have their favorite tools. So one of my favorite tools is a Midjourney. So and here is like a prompt that you see all the trends about the little man. So that's like our style that we creating for our social media. And here's a more realistic style that we created. Their stuff what we're using for our presentation, again, for our website. And here I was trying to figure it out what kind of logo we want to have. And me and Midjourney came out with the stuff that we actually started as a base starting point to creating our logos. So it's not just for making a picture, fun picture for social media. It actually saves you tons of money when you or and time when you're trying to create a logo. We use that one, and actually I work with this a little bit to upscale it, to change the colors, and now it takes me literally 2 hours to create a usable high quality logo for our website and uh, our brand. So, and that's how it can go down. You can use all sorts of, see what it came out with your like business strategy, maximum productivity. And you may not like a robots because I think the AI is something bigger than a robot, but that's how AI see it from his point of view. So, and Midjourney have incredible possibilities to express your creativity and actually do some high artistic stuff and be ready to express yourself in absolutely different level of imaging. It depends what you want to create and how deep you want to go. That's a realistic app. Look at this cat. That's a real cat, and it's hardly tell that this cat is actually created by AI. So you can work with this, you can play with this, and you can develop and is more advanced prompt. You have simple but advanced the way we actually teach how to create it and how to use it, the different tools, and find the best tool for yourself, the more easy and faster it will be for you in long term.
Perfect. Sarah, you asked about can this site do headshots? I'm not sure what site we were on when you asked that. The one that I used was Argon, which in the document I'm going to send you, you have a link and a coupon for 15% off. So if you want to use that, yeah, you can use it for your headshots. Sound good? So, a lot of possibilities so far. You guys think this is powerful so far? And the beautiful thing is, for this type of stuff here, for the images, for the large language, even the video and the audio, you can play with this stuff. And each time you generate it, you add a little bit more to a prompt. It's going to give you more specifics. Now, in the document that I'm going to send you, we created 5 prompts for you to add to any large language model, and it will help you to generate. You'll see it. So what you'll do is you will copy the prompts here. Okay, just best practice for SEO. But here's one for writing an email. So you'll change out where it says recipient to if there's a part where it says what you're looking for, you can change it out. You can also use this prompt it, and then just right after this, write down what you want to be in the email. All right, so like, hey, Michael, there's an event going on down in, Miami at the local, whatever it is, you can put all the details of the event, and it will it'll write the email for you. Now, the thing with it is keep in mind that the social media or the AI is probably about 90% accurate. Okay, it's going to be, you still want to proofread it, make sure it's good. It's definitely gonna, or not definitely, but a lot of times it will have issues with names, websites, or dates. So if you're doing anything like that, make sure you're double checking it, make sure the verbiage is right. But it does do a really good job of getting you crafted and getting you on point to get you a little bit closer. Make sense? So after that, we move on to the video AI. So the video AI is pretty cool because this is going to give you the ability to take either still images or even just create a complete video from scratch. Now, if you want to use these, we have a couple of links in there for you as well. You can play with those, create videos. Lisa does the video AI stuff quite often. We actually used it to prime up one of our new YouTube accounts. So what we're doing is we've actually created new I think it's YouTube. Or is it TikTok?
Actually, it's both accounts. The YouTube and TikTok is brand new. It's launched like literally like last week. So
yeah, so you can come up with some content, relatively quickly. And then once we take this, the power of this for me is the fact that we can take a lot of this. The way we have it built out on our end, we use ChatGPT with a series of automations into our website that the chatbot will actually interact with the person, and when it sees certain values, it will move them down the pipeline until the time when it books us the appointment. So it'll have a conversation back and forth. Here shortly, we will have the actual voice bot that will actually take place of a lot of the inbound calls. So it'll be it'll be able to answer those inbound calls coming into the office. So for that, I'll show you guys real quick before we roll on. This is kind of cool for any of you that have not seen it. I know, Ann, you've seen this one, but I think this is a little different than when you saw it last, Ann.
Hello, this is Nolan AI. How may I help you today?
Hey, Nolan, this is Chris Nolan. Can you tell me about the members of the Nolan Group?
Certainly, the Nolan Group is made up of Christopher Nolan, Tracy Nuetzi, Heather Lewis, Ken Korzeniewski, Alyssa.
All right, that's cool. Can you tell me more? How can I get in touch with Heather Lewis?
Heather Lewis is a realtor with over 6 years of experience in both residential and commercial properties. She emphasizes clear communication and support for her clients throughout the buying or selling process. To contact her, you can email info at the no.
All right, so I just shut him off because otherwise he'll just keep on talking. But how cool is that? Well, one, in case you didn't notice, that was me cloning my own voice. So now I can actually have a conversation. We programmed it with information about the team so it can answer questions. The only part I'm still working on is getting it to actually link and set the appointments. Otherwise, it would be hooked up right now. But do you see how this is starting to advance? By utilizing these things, by chaining them together, these action bots or automated agents, however you want to look at it, are actually doing a lot of the work for us. So if I don't have to spend time on 30 days worth of social media, I can get that knocked out. I can create images for my presentations. We can also create an image from a document, right? We have a program called Gamma, okay, where I can take a document and I can program it with exactly what do I want in a sales presentation. And then I hit generate, and the AI will generate it for us along with images, the whole thing, which is actually where this presentation that we're doing originally came from. We made a couple of modifications to it, but we were able to generate it. And I mean, it took us less than 5 minutes to generate the presentation. It took us another 20, 30 minutes to put our own personal edits on it, and away we go. Now you can use this for buyer presentations, listing presentations. If you want to, if you want to use it for whatever it is that you're trying to do, and it's kind of cool. If you use this in conjunction, I use a lot of times what I'll do is I'll use Loom for anybody that's used Loom, I will record just a video, an audio. I'll do it just mainly for the audio. I will just speak what I'm trying to do. So I'll tell it, hey, listen, create a presentation on, you know, for a buyer presentation, talking about all the benefits of home ownership and, yada, loan products and so on and so forth. Then I will download that transcript, upload it to Gamma, and it will actually create a presentation specifically for that. So again, it happens in just a few minutes. Does that make sense to everybody?
Or if you want to create the supporting or handout, like supporting materials for your speech, for example, you have a very nice presentation, like a speech or conversation, or for example, meeting with somebody. You guys just brainstorming couple ideas, and you have it transcribed. You can put it in Gamma. Gamma will develop you not just a presentation, it's developed for you like beautiful blog post, even the web page. It's created for you all sorts of handout materials, like even manual. Depends what is your request, what is your prompt, what you're asking to do. Because the main thing is the tools are just tools. The way we use it and connect them give us the final result and the quality of that result, and actually save us time or overwhelm us. Actually, that's a difference. I like to think that all the AI, it's like a old school calculators. It depends what do you put in, what you're asking to do, and the main thing is what you're actually doing with the result that you get. By itself, it's just sitting on a desk if you're not using it properly.
Yeah, 100%. And the bottom line of it is, this is, again, it's enhancing what we do. It's growing 37% per year. It's here to stay. This is definitely not a fad or anything like that. But I don't believe it's ever going to take the place of humans, because it still needs us to tell us what the product is supposed to be. Whether we're trying to do a presentation, whether we're trying to do a recap of a meeting, which that's one of the things I like to do with it as well. I take the transcript from a meeting, I throw it in there, I tell it to identify the key points and actionable items, and it will create a list of actionable items from that meeting. So like, for example, you meet with a client on a meeting like this, you transcribe it just like we're doing here, then that transcription gets moved right over. Now, even this Zoom call, right, when we're done, we'll get pushed directly to a program we call, well, we don't call it, it's named Descript. So this, as soon as we're done, this will process and get pushed over to Descript. So then if I want to take pieces of it out, for, social media posts or whatever I want to do, I can do that.
You want me to make a small demonstration?
Sure.
So guys, here's a Descript, and I will show you as example the video that was downloaded from our previous broker meeting. It was almost over the hour, and what Descript could do, first of all, the AI built in here is make eye contact, which is a big thing when you're actually moving your eyes or rolling your eyes up. It's best eye contact AI tool in the market. You can't find anything more better than that, and it's due in terms of depends of the length of your video, for the seconds up to like a couple of minutes. Then the super cool stuff is create highlight reels. It can create the highlights for you, and again depends how many highlights do you want. It's finding the best pieces in your video, the most possibly viral thing in the market, and we tried and we used AI and we use it with our new YouTube channel, and we've seen how it's grow using that tool as a highlights. So AI already have that prompt inside it to actually find the best part of your speech. Then we could create the captions here. We could take this part, we can go to there and create the separate reels. So what we have here was 1 hour video that we actually be present in a meeting and we recorded, and we have like a 10 different reels with captions that it's ready actually to be posted. And you can post it from here, you can share it in your drive, and you can go further and for example, you can go further and see as the underload to improve the sound, shorten gaps, added clarity to make it sound even better. And then you can ask to draft a title. And for example, draft a social post and even the blog post. I do not recommend to use it this blog post as is because still Google doesn't like 100% AI posts without any human input. But here you can put this and you have like a blog post that give you the idea what your blog post might be about. You can change and make your input and put it together and actually make a blog post. And actually, or draft the social media post and then use the other tools that in minutes will create your carousel with this drafted blog post. And all of a sudden, instead of take us like a 1 hour or hire somebody else to do it, or you can like share this with your people instead of paying them for 4 hours of work. All this, it takes like less than 1 hour to create you 10 reels with captions, with eye contact and studio sound. And then it takes 1 more hour to create, for example, 10 reels that exactly will support that video and X post and link in and ideas for the blogging. And that's for the 1 hour of content that anyway you'll need to present because you was in that meeting. That's what AI could do.
Okay. I know we kind of blasted through a lot of these tools. Anybody have any questions on this stuff?
Chris, yes. Good afternoon, sir.
How you doing, buddy?
Good, good, good. This will be a chance to be a one-on-one on this because this is a lot of information or kind of self-explore because you already did the work. You know, you'll be more than kind to share with this. And any tutorial, or have you done any YouTube video tutorial for our,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah, so we do have YouTube and Instagram that you guys can follow. You know, but for those of you that want to really push this into the next level, we've already put this into a really tight system. So what we're doing is, I'll share this with you. We are actually going to be doing a 6-week workshop for those of you that want to take this to the next level. So it'll be actually 6 weeks. It's an implementation workshop where we will actually be walking you guys through setting it up. It's you know, the learning how to use the tools. We'll set up the different you know, large language, the different models with you so that they are ready to go. We've also built out a full CRM that has integrated all of the AI along with it. So for those of you that would like to move on to something bigger and definitely scale your businesses faster, we have put together a workshop, and we have an offer here for you guys for those of you that are interested. The workshop would normally be $695. If you were to do the rapid prospect with the full AI, because it's, you know, it does cost money to run. We're giving away 45 days for free to, you know, test and, you know, break the system. So that's about a $595 value. We're going to walk you through during this. In addition, we'll do the help you to build it out to make sure that you're compliant. You can send your text messages, receive this with the bots. If I was to charge somebody, it would be $3,000. We're also going to schedule a AI one-on-one assessment of your current business, which would normally cost you $1,000 for us, and we'll go through the whole process and give you a plan on how to implement it into your business. And then we have a membership area that we're doing. It's about $1,000. We're giving a lifetime membership, never have to pay for it again, and it'll be updated with the latest tutorials, systems, tools, the whole bit. Normally it would come up to around almost $6,300. For anybody that wants to sign up, we're going to cut that down. We're going to just do it for $297 for anybody that wants to take the course. It'll be the 6-week course. Everything you see here, we're going to throw all in there. And this is basically, it's to get all this stuff kickstarted and bring it out to you guys in the fastest manner possible. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So for anybody that's interested, I will drop the link for that into the chat. Now, let me grab this. And I've already, if nothing else, I did upload or put in the chat the document that I was talking about that has 5 prompts for you guys to use. You can use them right now, as well as those other links. So you can go directly to those sites and start using them appropriately. Elisa and I have spent, really, it's over 2 years, almost 3 years now, going through this, going into the weeds, making sure we've tried out a ton of different systems, and we have an awesome team behind us that can help us with all of the implementation. That is, if there's anything that it goes above and beyond, or if you have a bigger organization, maybe you're running an organization with 10, 20,000 people, something like that. We have implementers that can take on a project like that. So do you guys have any questions?
That was a question in the chat, how we connected the AI to different sites together.
Different sites together. You use Zapier. Yeah. Sarah, I use Zapier for certain things, Make for certain other things. They're both very similar. But that being said, Zapier is like it's like a one-way road when it comes through, some information will pass. And it's kind of a short-term thing. So like, for example, I use, in addition to my CRM, I also have KV Core, because we have KV Core. So every lead that comes in through KV Core gets zapped over to this, because a lot of these third-party sites do not mesh with the API link. Right. So what'll happen is it'll get zapped over. Then it's like 2 different systems are actually working the lead. On a lot of our systems, we can use what's called an API key. When we have that API key, those systems are actually talking in real time. Okay. Does that make sense, Sarah? Did we lose Sarah?
It does.
Okay. But yeah, either one, if you just want a short term push information over, Zapier is great. But if we can use an API key, it's going to be better. Now, I will tell you, part of the reason why we went down this road was because I've been in KV Core, which, don't get me wrong, is a good program. I've been in Sync, Boomtown, Top Producer. I've been in all of the major ones, and all the major CRMs. And the problem with every CRM that's out there, it is built and designed by somebody else. So with the platform that we have, it's buildable. So it started with a base. We customized it with the workflows, the automations, and the ability to link to the AI for the appointment setting and lead gen. But if you want to go further, it can link to your, and one of the things we'll do in the 6-week course, mine is linked through mostly API keys, but directly to my social media, right? So I have an app on my phone. I have an app on my phone that I can go right here and I can answer all of my LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, emails, text messages, all on here. And then I also have, so if you start to notice anything that I'm doing, I'm also taking my personal cell phone out of this, right? So all of these are numbers that I have through the system, and it costs $1.50 or so per month to have another line. But those lines I'm using for marketing. I don't, I want to be able to go away and have a life. And if you're in sales of any kind, we all know that the minute you try and go away, the phones start going crazy, offers are coming in, it's going nuts. And it's hard for us to take a little bit of time off. So we're designing it so here, so ultimately what I can do is I can just go away. I still have my cell phone, right? The people that I really know and trust, they have my regular cell phone, but everybody else is going to go to one of my teammates so I can enjoy a day off from time to time. Right? Or, even if it's not for a long period, I like to ride my motorcycle, right? One of the most annoying things was hearing this thing buzz in my pocket, knowing that I had to stop and answer a client. Well, now my AI can answer the incoming calls. You see how it starts to give you that power back? Does that make sense?
Yes, Chris, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
So do you share these all 5 or 6 on that sheet? Because I'm trying to look trying to find Leonardo, and you have to be very careful because send you like a 25 website, and sometimes these websites carry a lot of virus. So whatever, just an advice.
I don't understand the question.
Okay,
But,
I type app leonardo.ai, and then
right.
when I hit the search, it sent me to 25 different websites, and then it's not moving forward. And then when you open it, I don't open it because these carry out. I have a VPN in my computer that is telling me these are not safe websites. So I think if you go through what you sent. That's what I'm
Yeah,
trying to say.
I just updated it on the sheet that you got. So Leonardo, just follow that one, and it works. Yeah, what you guys find on by doing a Google search, I can't tell you if you're searching it that way, but I know these sites work, and we're only putting out sites. Not only have we tested them, but other developers and practitioners have used these things and tested them. So they're not bogus sites. Now, the other cool thing that I like about like the Leonardo and these other things, we all know that there's copyright rules for photos, right? So like, Mikkel, you have a photo online. Maybe you snapped it of a random sunset. I can't steal your photo offline because of the copyright laws, right? But with Leonardo or any of these images, there are no rules there. So if I create the image, I can use the image all day long. Now, because you created on AI, you also don't own the rights to it, but now you can market and be protected, so you're not violating any copyright laws. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Does that answer your question?
Yes.
All
Yes,
right,
Chris.
perfect. Anybody else have any thoughts or questions?
I do real quick. On the listing side, is your team using AI for any kind of interaction with the seller? For example, like we do all these things for sellers, and sometimes they need like a list of, hey, here's what I did today for your file. Are you using anything?
Yes. So it's funny you say that. We do have some stuff going out. Some of it is still going through my assistant. As far as like we have he verifies everything, but I'm actually building out right now an actual workflow that you'll be able to use for sellers that basically you'll go in like you would to let's say SkySlope or something like that. You'll input all of your important dates and everything else, and it'll send out updates to your client. So we're in the middle of building that right now. Does that answer your question there, Kelly?
It does. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, the beautiful thing about this, with over 30,000 different tools out there to be used, it really opens up possibilities, and it comes down to your imagination, right? If you're looking for something, for this, I want to build it into our platform so that this way I can provide it to everybody else at relatively, a lower, it'll be included in the for people that use our CRM. But when you have something like this for transaction management, I don't know about anybody else. I have these check sheets, and these check sheets can, they can get long, right? With all the stuff that we got to do. So if I can put all the numbers in and it automates emails, it populates dates, it does all this stuff. It's doing 90% of the work for me. Make sense? And if you're running a team, you can also disseminate, leads through here, being that we have a team that covers a large geographic area. We can target based on location, so on and so forth. And you can link this to just about any lead generating that you're doing. If you're using, if you want to use the Zillow leads, I think they may have some rules on the way that they operate. But what is it? ZBuyer, Realtor.com, all these things that they send you leads, they go right into the platform. It prompts you to call, and then the AI will start following up as well. Make sense? All right. Anybody else have any other questions? And you look like you're about to say something.
Well, yeah, it's making my mind think a lot.
Okay.
Future, here we come, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
That's really where I'm thinking. Oh my goodness, it's time to step up the game.
Well, and that's the beautiful thing about this. So, we don't have to code anymore, right? The code language is the English language. So if you know how to put together a sentence and describe something, you can really use you can even use like ChatGPT. Let's say I'm using Leonardo for my images. I can put the chat in there, create me a prompt for an image, and then describe what I want the image to be used in Leonardo. Then I copy the prompt, I put it in Leonardo, and I get that platform. So it's pretty wild what we can do. And as we get going, we will be bringing out more and more tools. There's just so much we can do, only so much we can do in a short hours period. So that's why I wanted to bring out actual actionable things that you guys can employ right now. If you don't do anything else, just having, Gamma for your presentations, the Leonardo for your pictures, and then ChatGPT. Those 3 tools there, that's going to save you multiple hours in the course of a week.
And as you guys are paid by result, not by hours, so that make you much more productive, and actually you can spend or make more for the less money, get the same result in your bank account, and that's not a threat. That's an amazing, super powerful tool. And when we talk, oh, I want to have another meet to cover, and that was a list. If I have not 24 hours, I needed 28 hours, 48 hours to cover all this task. Now, as we spent less time, we actually needed less time, and we actually could make our second me, Alisa, or second Chris, or five more Chris's to cover all these tasks. And in the end, you paid by result.
Mhm.
Or it shouldn't be harder.
Yeah.
For real estate world, it's amazing, like step up to be productive. And actually for those who realtors and experts in real estate world who bring the value, something that can't be just a simple one sentence prompt to GPT and give the same answer as a GPT. So then it will be maybe a threat for somebody. But with all your experience, with years of experience, with all your knowledge, with your creativity, that all the AI tools bring you even more value and make your clients feel more safe, connected, and actually be your partners, not adults.
Now, real quick, Sarah asked, can you link ChatGPT with Leonardo? Sarah, technically, yes, you could. However, like I showed you with ChatGPT, I was able to create an image because it already has an integration with DALL-E, which is another image creator. So while you could do it, you might get some funky mixtures because you then have two image generators trying to work at the same time. That's why you may, sometimes in this case, you may want to take it out just for a different result.
And each image
Sounds good,
creator
Kelly.
have their differences. So in the upcoming result, even with the same prompt, using 5 different image creation platform, you will have absolutely different result. So having the GPT creating some prompt, you probably will want to try it at least at 3 major platforms to see which one you like the most.
Just like
And
people,
which actually create your style, reflect your style.
yep. Just like people, they're gonna have, they're gonna have different personalities. So you may want to find one that, the best one. I just know GPT is the best one, best known one out there. Sound good? All right. Anybody have any other questions? All right. If not, it is 7 o'clock. So I appreciate you guys spending some time with us. I know you had a lot of different options this evening. Hopefully you got a lot out of this. And like I said, if you want more information, let me know. If you're interested in, doing the 6-week, sprint workshop, we have that option as well. And watches, we'll be bringing more stuff out to everyone here shortly. Thanks,
Thank you,
everybody.
Chris.
Thank you very much.
Talk
Thank
to you
you
guys
so
soon.
Bye,
much.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Have a good
everybody.
one.
Bye-bye.